Shalom. Pastor Hawk coming back at you with this truth, giving all praise to you. How about you now? Shabbat Shemakakodash. And I'm going to go into Ezekiel chapter 37. And I'm going to pull out certain words in Hebrew since, I'm going to try to, bring out certain words in Hebrew and in the Greek, which will give you a better understanding of the scriptures. Anyway, the reason why I'm in Ezekiel 37, because we broke down every scripture, every major breakdown, interpretation in the Bible. If we haven't, you just please put it in the comment section. Oh, you guys never broke down Revelation 7. Oh, you never broke down Revelation 19. Well, Revelation 19 was just broken down in full or in part by the Apostle Ramla. He just did a recent live stream, just ended. So I caught the last 5 minutes of it. He was talking about the image. Oh, as a matter of fact, you know what? Let me go to that real quick. Let me go to that real quick. I'll come back to this. Revelation 19. Like I said, I don't know if he did a complete breakdown on Revelation 19 or he ended up with Revelation 19. The marriage of the Lamb. Revelation 19, verse 7. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. The marriage of the Lamb is come. And the Lamb represents our Lord and Savior, second in command, behind the Most High, the Father, Yahweh, Supreme Yahweh, and his Son, beloved Son, Yahweh Shai, whom we will worship. It says, let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him. For the marriage of the Lamb is come, and his wife, which are the elect, have made herself ready. Have made herself ready. If you ain't ready, you ain't going to be invited to this marriage. The ones that are ready are the ones that they're ready for whatever happens. Let me look up the word ready. Because you got to make yourself ready. And how do you make yourself ready? By eating the roll, Ezekiel chapter 3, and going out and spreading it to the sons of Israel, the elect. Because you're going to have some of our people that's going to buck up against it. We're not concerned about them at all. We're only concerned about the elect. And the Most High knows who the elect is, or who the elect are. So this word ready, right? Hetoi madzo. Let's see what it means. To make ready, prepare, to make the necessary preparations. And you got a group of people on YouTube called preppers, right? What does the word prepper mean? You're getting prepared for these coming bad times. You're stocking up on canned food, whatever. You're getting whatever first aid kits, water, gallons of gasoline, you know, batteries, whatever the hell you get. That's what a prepper does. A prepper prepares. So we're spiritual preppers. We're prepping ourselves through the spirit. And how do you do this? By being on point, man. Just like a prepper, he or she gets stuff together in case of hard times. So we do the same thing in the spirit. So what do we gather? The knowledge. Isaiah 33 verse 6 speaks about the stability of thy time. It's going to stabilize you. When all hell breaks loose, a scripture should come to mind. Oh, that scripture comes to mind. Or Revelation come to mind. Or Matthew 24 should come to mind. So we already have the script to the movie before the movie was put out. And this could be the year. It says to make ready, prepare, to make the necessary preparations. Anybody that has come into this truth, you know, went out on the highways and byways, spoke, taught, whatever, and did a disappearing act, you know, you ain't seen the guy in a year or 10 years or 8 years or whatever, or he's just not around. He's not consistent. That's a man that's not prepared. That's a man that's not ready. Man walking around naked, man. It says to make the necessary preparations, get everything ready. Everything means 100%, right? And part of that is you got to know this whole truth. You have an unction from the Holy One and you know all things. That's 1 John, the 2nd chapter. Drawn from the Oriental custom of sending on before kings on their journey persons to level the roads. Oh, wow. And make them passable. Did you hear that? It says, drawn from the Oriental custom of sending on before kings on their journeys persons to level the roads and make them passable, and for the enemy. So a king, you know, if a king is going on a long journey, he has to have a great army with him that goes before him, that's with him, that's around him, that's behind him, and that's in front of him. And you got your greatest warriors in the front, and you got you got men that clean up rocks and level the road. And that's what we're doing. You know, we're clearing the way as John did. You know, John the Baptist, he cleared the road. His job was to clear the road for our Lord, make straight the path. So that was a fulfillment. John coming on the scene was a fulfillment. You got an ISUPK, and I don't know what juice they're drinking, but they said that John the Baptist fell out the truth, which clearly shows that for them to understand the script, because they do understand the scriptures, but why would they make a statement like that? John was sent here as a fulfillment to clear the road, so to speak, for the Messiah, which is the king. Our Lord is known as the King of Kings under Yahushua. Hey, but I like this right here. Drawn from the Oriental custom of sending on before kings on their journeys persons to level the roads and make them passable, to prepare the minds of men to give the Messiah a fit reception and secure his blessings. Let me read that again. To prepare the minds of men to give the Messiah a fit reception and secure his blessings. Meaning, we're teaching you of Yahweh Shai. So when Yahweh Shai comes, you know that's Yahweh Shai. Because what does it say in Matthew 24? It said, many shall come in his name, saying that he is the Messiah and shall deceive many. As a matter of fact, let me do this. Because you had a lot of bug outs out there. I normally say bug outs in Israel. I'm saying bug outs, period, man. Let me go open up another, see what the spirit. Matthew's 24. Matthew's 24. Matthew 24. This is why we do what we do, because this is our job. And we're looking for a reward from the King of the universe. So Matthew 24. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? So we can prepare. And the Lord answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. So you got a lot of groups out there that claim that they know the scriptures. A big part of the preparation is the charagma. You're supposed to warn the people. You're supposed to warn them of things to come. And one of the most major things to come is the charagma, which, for the record, GMS has been teaching that since day one on YouTube and even before YouTube. And we do sound like broken records when we go, and we always go through well, at this particular point in time, you can't really even come out straight with that topic because these people will cut you off because they know what they're doing with this whole thing that's happening now. To do the hokey pokey and turn yourself around, this whole thing's happening now. They know that it's connected to the scriptures. See, Esau knows what he's doing. He knows who he is. So this is why we got to warn the people. And we got to really warn you about this particular subject. Bear with me for a minute. Let me do it this way. Bear with me for a minute. This is what I wanted. And the Lord stressed this more than once. Matthew 24, verse 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Oh, by the way, that's Jacob's trouble right there. Matthew 24, verse 21. is Jacob's trouble. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world. Let me see what this word world is. All right, it says cosmos. Beginning of this world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. There's not going to be tribulation as what we're going to experience. We haven't experienced the worst. We haven't experienced the worst. And the worst is Jacob's trouble. And we're going to be delivered out of that. So you Israelite groups, you better get your act together. Jacob's trouble is a point of time that's getting ready to take place. And that will, there's nothing that can compare to it in the past or in the future. It said, and except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Then if a man shall say unto you, lo, here is the Messiah, or there, believe it not. So you're going to have people saying, oh, the Lord is here. He's in Florida, or he's in Egypt. Remember the GOCC, they said they taught a doctrine called the flee doctrine, where you had to flee Babylon, which is the states, and then go to Egypt so you can eventually go to the land of Israel. And you had a lot of people that got deceived by this guy. And what's ironic is this guy gets more followers than anybody. All the Israelite groups, this guy, he'll do a video and he'll get like 35, 40,000 hits, views. But people don't remember how they got deceived. They went over to Egypt and they had money. Then he wasn't around. They just had to figure out, what they had to do. And they ran out of money. So they were stranded. And then all of a sudden he abandoned that whole flee doctrine. So it's ironic how you Negroes operate in your mind, man. And like I said, we're not concerned about the other people. We're only concerned about the elect, in which the Most High knows who the elect is. And the Most High is only coming for the elect. Point blank, period, bottom line, end of sentence. It says, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is the Messiah, or there, believe it not. So you're going to have a lot of believers. You're going to have and then, you know what? Please forgive me for interrupting this lesson. I got to put these thoughts in. The way Jake's warped mind operates, somebody could come up with a Hebrew Israelite YouTube page. This guy just came out of nowhere, or this group came out of nowhere. And they got the graphics all nice, and they got the hip hop music playing in the background, but then they got a certain charismatic look to them. And you have a lot of these Israelites that are just flock to this individual. Well, the Lord said that, man. It said, then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is the Messiah, or there, believe it not. What happened to the Jonestown and with Jim Jones? And that was the Edomite. And who were his victims? It was about 900 so-called black women. His greatest followers were black women. And they all fucking died too. Them dumb bitches. They all died because they followed a so-called type of Messiah. Now, if that was a Jake, they wouldn't be following him. So the great deception is going to come, man. You're going to have guys saying that they are the actual Lord. It says, for there shall arise false messiahs and false prophets, and shall show great wonders and signs and wonders, in so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. They shall deceive the very elect, meaning the elect is going to wonder, but the elect will not fall for it. So there's a certain number of the elect. It said, behold, I've told you before, wherefore, if they say unto you, behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. So mark my words, you're going to have a lot of people saying, oh, the Messiah is here. Oh, they're even going to say Yahushua. Yahushua is in Florida. Yahushua is in Jacksonville, Florida. And you're going to have people that live in other states. They're going to leave their, their places of residence, and they're going to go down there to meet what they think is the Messiah. I'm reading what the Lord said. It says, 27 verse, for as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. The eagles are scavenger birds. When they see a carcass, they know there's a dead body, it's time to eat. The glorious return. 29th verse, immediately after the tribulation, those days. What's the tribulation of those days? The tribulation of those days is the time of Jacob's trouble. Daniel 12 verse 1. Immediately after the tribulation, Philipsis. A pressing. Apostle Ramlab did a video with that title, Pressing. A pressing together. Pressure, metaphorically, oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits. And tribulation, impression is also afflicted, great tribulation. So there is a time which is going to happen once called Jacob's trouble. We haven't experienced Jacob's trouble. So anybody that's teaching that, they need to stop teaching that. Oh, there's no such thing as Jacob's trouble. Oh, every time we got jacked up, that was Jacob. No, because if that was the case, then the Michael Archangel would have came and delivered us. And see, A lot of y'all can't get this because you don't go through the scriptures. You don't check the scriptures. Immediately after the tribulation of those days, so the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give a light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of heaven shall be shaken. The stars shall fall from heaven. What was happening here was these missiles pelting the earth. And it says, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. The earth is going to rock back and forth, pursuant to Matthew 24, 30th verse. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man. So when the Lord comes, it's going to be simultaneously as the missiles are pelting this place. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall, and that's going to be a terrible day, man. That's going to be, it says in Revelation 11, the remnant were affrighted. And I said this many a times, I'm going to keep saying it. All these different prophetic, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Obadiah, Joel, all these, Matthews 24, Revelation, all these prophetic events, Isaiah 34, all these prophetic events is the same event. Now you have these so-called scholars, these Edomite scholars, they'll say, oh, well, Isaiah means this, and Jeremiah means that, and Joel means this, and Obadiah means that, and Ezekiel means this. It all means the same thing. It's the time of Jacob's trouble. And at that time, thy people shall be delivered, the elect. '30th verse, Matthew 24, verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels. That's where Michael comes in Revelation 12, also in Daniel 12. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet. That's that seventh trumpet. And they shall gather together his elect. There it goes. His elect from the four winds, from one end under heaven to the other. So there's going to be more Israelites destroyed in this destruction than that's going to be saved. Let me look up the word elect. Picked out, chosen by the Most High to obtain salvation through the Messiah. Israelites, this says Christians, but Israelites are called chosen or elect of the Most High. The Messiah is called the elect as appointed by the Most High to the most exalted office conceivable. So you're going to tell me you can't worship? Oh, you can't worship Yahweh Shai. He's just a Negro. He's just an Israelite. A choice, select, i.e., the best of its kind or class, excellence, preeminent, applied to certain individual Israelites. The word there is Christians, but the Christian is just another name for Israelites. So now, let me come back over here. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, where the hell am I? Revelation 19. I don't know how much I read. Marriage of the Lamb. Let us be glad and rejoice and give honor to him, for the marriage of the Lamb has come, and it'll be beautiful if it happens this year, 2022, the year of Yahweh Shema Shai turning up. And we see that this man, the Most High, gonna turn up. The Yahweh Shema Shai gonna turn up, and he's gonna cause this devil to turn up. Anyway, it says a lamb is come, and his wife, which is us, have made herself ready. So I went into a whole thing on being ready, being prepared. And to her was granted that she should be arrayed in fine linen, clean and white, for the fine linen is the righteousness of the saints. And he said unto me, write, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. The marriage supper of the Lamb is also in the book of Luke, and it's also in the book of Matthew 22. And he saith unto me, these are the true sayings of the Most High. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant. This is the angel speaking in behalf of the Lord. You know, when John received these revelations, it was through an angel. Read Revelation, the 10th chapter. I was an angel, wasn't the Lord. And of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So that you know it's not talking about Yahweh Shai, because it's the angel saying, I'm one of the brothers, I'm one of your brothers, and I'm also one of the brothers of, I'm a brother of Yahweh Shai, a big brother. Worship the Most High for the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So it's all about prophecy. Prophecy, prophecy, prophecy. Like I said, I don't know how much Apostle Rhyme read into this, but I'm kind of going through it again. This is the coming of the Messiah. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Now we know that the Lord is not coming on an actual white horse. He's not coming, he's not riding back down here on a horse named Pegasus or Barak. What y'all know about Barak? Barak is a horse that who was that? Muhammad flew up on a horse called Barak. Yeah, look it up. Look it up. I had to make a story about that thing, make it stick. And I was that whole, you know, Muhammad thing was set up by Israelites anyway to deceive the people, to deceive the Ishmaelites. Oh, they'll create gods for you. You know, you Negroes. Oh boy, if y'all only knew, if y'all only knew, man. If Farrakhan doesn't start teaching the truth, Most High will take him out and he'll destroy those people that follow him unless they come and wake up to the truth. The truth is that we're Israelites, not, yeah, we're Israelites too, and we're Islamic and we believe in Allah. No, no, no. It's all or nothing. It says, 11th verse, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. Now that just represents power. There's another problem with these people that read the Bible. They don't understand when something's spiritual or if something's literal. This is not literal. What he's going to come, how he's going to come, he's coming in a gigantic ship. And the angels are coming with ships as well. So the Lord is coming to invade your world, Esau. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. This is your end. Once you go down, the next thing you're going to be conscious to is being a slave. And I know you don't like, nobody likes being, who the hell likes, who wants to be a slave? Who the hell wants to be a slave, man? Well, guess what? We were slaves. And you got to drink of that same cup, and you're going to swallow it down, you hear? Jeremiah 49. It says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, which is a gigantic ship, pursuant to 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true. And in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his feet, I'm sorry, and his head, and his head were, and on his head were many crowns. Now, did he literally have crowns? Was he balancing crowns on his head? No. It represents the nations that he's going to take down. When you go to Daniel, the 2nd chapter, that stone that hit the foot of that statue, that's talking about Yahweh Shai. It says 12 verse again, Revelation 19 verse 12. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and his head, and on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood. Now was his garment dipped in blood? No, it wasn't dipped in no damn blood. It just represents he's going to bring a lot of death. There's going to be more people that's going to die in this great tribulation, Jacob's trouble, than in any time in history. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. Why is he known as the Word of the Most High? Because it was said that he comes in the volume of the book and is spoken of him. St. John 1. In the beginning was the Word. And the armies, and I'm surprised nobody said, well, the Lord's real name is, what is it? Word, the bar. I believe the bar is Word. Somebody can correct me. I'm not going to look for it right now. I believe the word for word is the bar, if I'm not mistaken. So his name should be Had the Bar. Yeah, you got to call on Had the Bar. No, his name is Yahweh Shai. And the armies which were in heaven follow him. Who were those armies? Those were that was Michael, the head angel behind Yahweh Shai, and the innumerable amount of angels behind him. And the armies which were in heaven follow him. upon white horses. These were ships, clothes in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations. It ain't talking about there's going to be an actual sword in his mouth. A sword is a killing instrument, and at the command of the Lord, people will die. In Second Ezra 13, it says, out of his mouth came fire. Out of his command, he's going to say, put these people to death, put them people to death, and they're going to be put to death. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he shall treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and wrath of the Almighty. Isaiah 63 should come to mind. You know what I'm gonna do? Where am I? I'm 16 verse. Let me go here. Revelation 14. Doom of worshipers of the beast. And it's high time for you to wake out of sleep, you other Israelite camps out there. You know, we've been saying for years, we've been saying speaking on this, the beast system. The image of the beast is not Caesar Borgia. Bishop Nathaniel needs to cut that bullshit out. The shit sounds stupid at this point. You sound uneducated. It's, the worshiping of the beast is to be a part of this man's system. Ultimately, when you take those hokey pokies, you know, when you do what they tell you to do, hey, at first they told you just take one hokey pokey and you're good. Now you got to take a series out there in the land, the Amalek's land, because they got the land right now. They pushing the most of those hokey pokies. They lied to you, man. You took one, you might as well take two. You took two, you might as well take five. Took five, you might as well take it every month, every 2 months, once every month, or twice every month, or whatever the case may be. They're getting your body ready for this thing, the charagma. And we keep telling you that, man. So Revelation 14, verse 9. Let me get back to Ezekiel 37. Please forgive me. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast, and we should know who the beast is, and his image, we should know that at this particular point in time, we should know that the image is not a picture, no goddamn Caesar Borgia. That's called stupidity. If you read the scriptures with an open mind and your spiritual eyes were open, you would see it crystal clear. Ain't no picture, no Caesar Borgia. You go to these different hokey pokey stations, They ain't got no picture, no Caesar Borgia. They ain't telling you, okay, after you get the hokey pokey, I want you to go to church now. You look, you can be an atheist and get the hokey pokey. You can believe in Allah and get the hokey pokey. All praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Kakodash. All praises for opening our eyes to this truth. It says, and receive his charagma in his forehead or in his hand. Now let me look up the word hand. Okay, hand. Chaya. By help of agency. This goes into something else. When you go to Apocalypse 13, and speaks about the right hand, the word there is what is it, dexias, which means actually literally right hand. Tenth verse. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, righteous judgment, righteous anger, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. That fire and brimstone is the missiles. The Christians teach that you're going to burn in hell. Ain't no the word hell in the Greek goes back to the word Hades, which means the grave. In Hebrew, the word Sha'al for hell means the grave. In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, because they're going to be above you, beaming up the elect, and the smoke of their torment is ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here's wisdom. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So this is what we got to have patience, man. Let me look up the word patience. See, we don't went through these precepts and these breakdowns before, but it's good to go through them over and over again. So you can be stable in your mind. You ain't reading the scriptures. You ain't going through these scriptures. When things happen, you're going to bug out because you're not going to know that, oh, that's in the scriptures. And this is what you do when that happens. And that's what you do when this happens. Okay, this is the word for patience. Hupamene. Steadfastness. Steadfastness. Constancy. Endurance. He that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. In the NT, the characteristic of a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings. In other words, you're going to stay with this truth no matter what. The ones of you that don't know about the charagma, you have your teachers teaching you some bullshit. A lot of you gonna wind up taking it because you're gonna say, "Well, there's no scripture saying I can't, I don't have to, I have to take it, or I don't have to take it," and you're gonna be condemned. You will be condemned. You know, be faithful unto death, patiently and steadfastly. A patient, steadfast, waiting for a patient, enduring, sustaining, preserve, uh, preservant, preservance. Let me look up the word steadfastness in the common dictionary. Steadfastness, the quality of being resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering. So you got this truth, you got to keep it. '11th verse. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here is the patience of the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. Here are they that keep the commandments. Commandments, let's see what the word commandments mean. Well, we already know what commandments mean, of the Most High and the faith of Yahweh Shai. So are we supposed to wear dresses? Are we supposed to shave our beards? Are we supposed to eat pork? No, because you have the law. So we are supposed to keep the law. 13. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, right, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Now, this guy Rap the News died, but he didn't die in the Lord. So he's just going to be a regular Israelite, which is not bad. At least he's an Israelite. Yeah. And that's why the Most High took him out any damn way. Saith the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors and their works do follow them. And I looked and behold a white cloud, which is a ship. Now in the 19th chapter, it said a horse, and upon the cloud, one that sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle, and another. Now we know he's not going to have an actual sickle in his hand. And another angel came out of the temple, saying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, thrust in thy sickle and weep, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. What scripture should come to mind? Matthew chapter 13. Let's go to that right quick. Boy, I haven't even touched Ezekiel 37. What I say, I was going to go Matthew 13. Matthew 13. See, this builds you up, man. This is stuff that we already know. These are precepts. Like I said, we here at GMS, and if not GMS, the rest of the other Israelite camps out there, but we're kind of known for this, going through a lot of what we call breakdowns, interpretation of scriptures, hermeneutics. You want to use that word? Hermeneutics. Let's look that word up. Hermeneutics. That's if I can spell it. Hermeneutics. Let's hope I spelled it right. Boom, I believe I spelled it right. I was close enough. Let me see. Hermeneutics. The branch of knowledge that deals with interpretation, especially the Bible or literary texts. Hermeneutics. Hermeneutics is the theory and methodology of interpretation, especially the interpretation of biblical texts, wisdom, literature, and philosophical texts. Hermeneutics is more than interpretive principles or methods used when immediate comprehension fails, and includes the art of understanding and communication. Basically, it means, breaking down, like going to Revelation 13, going what I'm doing now. This is hermeneutics. And that's just just in case a Christian uses this term, you know what it means. Where am I? Where did I go to? I forgot what I was going to go to. Oh, yep. How can I forget? Matthew 13, verse 36. When Yahushua sent the multitude away and went into the house, and the disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, and the good seed are the children of the kingdom, which are the elect. But the tares, which are Edomites, are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that soweth them is the devil. The harvest is the end of the world. We just read that in Revelation 14. And about the reapers, and the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be at the end of this world, of this age. And I bet you this word here for world is eon. Let's see if I'm correct. Yep, eon. Eon, ion. Eon means an age, like the ancient pagan Roman Empire ruled for an age. The Egyptians ruled for an age, a certain segment of time. Solomon's kingdom ruled for an age, 40 years, and it has been put on pause for thousands of years. Solomon's kingdom is still here, but it's just in limbo, let's say. When Solomon comes sit back on the throne, which is Yahweh Shai, and that's a continuation of the heavenly kingdom. Also, a part of that kingdom is King David, because he's going to be sitting on one of the thrones. It says forever an unbroken age, perpetuity of time, eternity, the world's universe, period of time. The meaning is period of time, or age. Okay, where am I? Bear me for a minute. Okay, 40th verse. As therefore the tears are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. There's only one way that this man could be taken out is by fire. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, which are you Edomites and you other nations, and 2/3 of Jacob, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. That furnace of fire is talking about the destruction, the ICBMs, the missiles, whatever you want to call them. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine. That's the kingdom. Daniel 12. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who have ears to hear, let him hear. And it's beautiful the way the scriptures, the Most High put the scriptures together in a parabolic way. That's why you got so many interpretations of the scriptures. You know what I'm gonna do? Let me have a little fun with this. I normally go to let me see how I'm gonna do this. How I'm gonna do this. Bear with me for a minute. Okay, I'm gonna try this. Just want to see what the commentary says. I normally go to Bible Hub. They didn't really want to touch this, man. Mm, that is a nice short one. Pulpit commentary, verse 40. As therefore observed that in verse 40 to 43, our our Lord dwells at much greater length on the details of the reapers, which are the angels, work than on the preceding stages of parable. Lie, lie wishes to draw special attention to the fact that the tares, which they should know that they're the Edomites, with the tares will, without any doubt, be one day separated and the wheat appear in full splendor. The tares are gathered and burnt in the fire, burnt with fire. It says, so shall it be at the end of the world. They didn't break it down. Maybe they know something. It says, are set on fire. No doubt the tares are consumed by fire. Till the point of the comparison does not lie in their being consumed, but the fact of their being set on fire, a fact which is intended to illustrate the everlasting punishment now beginning to overtake the wicked. I can't believe this. In Gehenna. The wicked are connected with the church as a mere outward institution, but do not belong to the number of its living members to the body of the Messiah. The body of the Messiah is Yahweh Shai. Matthews 1 tell you that. He can't, they also call his name Yahweh Shai, for he shall save his people from his sins. He's an Israelite. So anyway, you know what? Let me go into Ezekiel. Let's hit a couple of verses. Let's see what happens. Ezekiel 37, verse 1. The hand of the Lord Yahweh was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of Yahweh and set me down in the midst of a valley, which is full of bones. A valley, when you look it up, is a lowland. You have mountains, like you have the Grand Canyon, right? You have all these mountains, and then you have lowlands. So a lowland morally would be a land that doesn't deal with the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. You can pretty much do whatever the hell you want to do. And that's this land. That's why this is known as the valley. This is a morally low land. This is spiritually a low land. It says, second verse, and caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. Like a bone has there's no marrow in the bone. You have a dead body. You have a skeleton that's been there for a number of years. There's no hope of this bone, these bones coming back to life. There's nothing to work with. And we do know that these bones represent Israel, as it's going to say when you read down. It said this, matter of fact, let me go to that. We jumped the gun here. Eleven verse. Ezekiel 37, verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. So those bones in the valley represent the Israelites in the dead state. Third verse. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Lord power, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. And that's us. See what the Lord has given Ezekiel applies to us now. We read Ezekiel and we do what Ezekiel was supposed to do. And Jeremiah and Isaiah and Obadiah, and Joel and Zechariah. This is our job. This is how the Most High set this thing up. And Esau knows his time is coming. Esau knows that the prophet is here. Esau knows that the prophets have been here. Fourth verse. Again, he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. This is why we go on the highways and the byways. This is why we do the sit downs, you know. And there was a couple of days, 2, 3 days, because I did a couple of videos on what is this? Odyssey, but people don't keep up with Odyssey too tough. I did a couple of controversial videos that I said, let me not put this on YouTube because they're going to take these videos down. So let me put it on Odyssey. And then people went, what the hell happened to you, man? You know? And that's the attitude, is like, they're going to, the sincere people are going to look for these videos, man. You know, we get out there and we don't go out there on a Saturday, for example. And that's up in the air because they said it's going to be brutally cold. So we'll see through the spirit. And a lot of us got sick, you know. But yeah, getting back to this story. Let me shut the hell up. Anyway, we've constantly been bringing you out scripture. So there's no excuse. So when people say, well, Lord, if you would have sent the prophet, the Lord did send the prophets. You just didn't want to listen to them. You had a problem with them. Fourth verse again. Again, he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Lord, Yahweh. Fifth verse. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto these bones, behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. Now that's the same breath that was given to that's a whole nother topic right there. The breath, the oil, the wine, the water, the word, and the breath. That's a whole nother topic. It says, thus saith the Lord, 5th verse, Yahweh, unto these bones, which are the Israelites, and that's in 11th verse. Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. So we're coming to life now. The bones are coming together here in America. Even though we have Israelites scattered throughout the whole world, the great deliverance is going to be out of here, out of Babylon. And I will lay, and the reason why I'm doing this too, because I was checking out a video that the elder Manatazakba had did. You know, I caught part of it. So I was getting into it. So I said, well, let me go ahead and do a video on it. He was going into the sign. And look, the sign, the 12 tribe sign, that's a major fulfillment of prophecy. It says, and I will, 6th verse, and I will lay sinews upon you and will bring up flesh upon you and cover you with skin and put breath. The breath is the same breath that Adam got from the Most High, which is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding in you. And ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh. So I prophesied as I commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone. And when I had beheld, lo, the sinews of the flesh came up upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Now, what is the breath? To have the full understanding of this information. If you're only Old Testament only Israelite, then you don't have the breath. You don't know what's going on. Y'all individuals in the old that deal with the Old Testament only, you don't even understand the prophecies. Because in order for you to understand the prophecies in the Old Testament, you're going to have to understand the New Testament. Yeah, ask them. There's all kinds of prophecies dealing with the Messiah. If you can't see it, it's because the Most High didn't open up your eyes to see it. It says, 9th verse, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say unto the wind, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So the only ones that's going to receive the breath are the elect. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army. Not a physical army, but a spiritual army. And this put fear in our enemies. What do they fear? They fear the fulfillment of the prophecies, because what's next? And I hope it's this year. The destruction, and then the kingdom. That's why they want to demonize you. Then said he unto me, son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dried and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our parts. Therefore, 12 verse, therefore prophesying, saying unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves, not physical, actual graves, but we're in a dead state of mind. There was a point that we didn't know that we were Israelites. And behold, there was a cry made. Matthew 25. The 10 virgins, 5 were wise and 5 were foolish. Wrap the news, you know, hey, bless the brother. He's in the spiritual realm. We love him now. He let me read this again. I'm sorry. Catch my thought. Therefore prophesy and say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. So who ain't no record that GOCC gonna bring nobody back to the fucking land of Israel, man. It's the Most High. And it's gonna happen when that place is destroyed. Those people over there that call themselves Israelites and Jakes out there, they don't know what's going on. And matter of fact, they're Old Testament Israelites. And they're being over there, partially you could say it fulfills scripture because we were going to be scattered throughout the whole planet. But that's not the group. They don't believe in the Messiah. You know, they don't believe in the New Testament. They damn sure don't understand the prophecies. If you don't understand the prophecies of these scriptures, you are lost. And more and more as time goes by, we shun people, man. A lot of times we'll go back and forth. We don't look, if you ain't got it, if we don't perceive knowledge in you, man, the scripture, Paul said, if you leave them, what is that? 1 Corinthians, I believe that's 14. If you find them ignorant, somebody can put it in there. I'm not going to go to it. But anyway, it says, let them be ignorant. That was the quote. Let them be ignorant. All right. I'm not going to go to it. Somebody can put it in the comment section. It says, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves. And we know that the graves are open because we know that they were Israelites. We know that we were in a dead state of mind. We were colored folks. We were Negroes. We were niggers. We were African Americans. We were black. Oh, my people, and brought you up out of your graves. This is the great awakening, and it's only for a few. And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Record the GOCC ain't placing nobody in no damn land, brother. That's why that flea doctrine failed miserably. And that's the same guy, the same demon that teaches that reincarnation is not biblical. The Most High's name is Ahiah, and the son's name is Yeshaya. But that's the same guy that he gets more followers than the IUIC. And the Most High is dealing with small numbers. He ain't dealing with big numbers. You get, oh man, I got 20,000 people watching my video. Yeah, you got 20,000 lost, blind souls that like unto yourself. This is only for the few, man. Remember, the Most High is dealing with the elect. You want to, if you want to build up walls with stones, like Issacharite is good at that. They'll take stones and they'll cut them and they'll fix them and they'll fit perfectly. But they'll have a whole bunch of stones, and out of all those stones, they're only going to pick out a handful of those stones, man. The stone that the builder rejected became the what? The head cornerstone. I ain't dealing with that stone. That's a funny looking stone. But that funny looking stone wound up being the head cornerstone. So it's not always about numbers. It says in 13 verse, and ye shall know that I am Yahweh when I have opened your graves, O my people. And the people see that the graves are opening, man. They send these clowns like Vocab Malone, and Vocab Malone is you are so easy, man. You know, you come with your nonsense. You can't look. You can't even get past the reincarnation thing. You know, you can't get past the hell thing. Yeah, you just lost, man. You're just a lost soul. You know, I remember I did a video on hell, and then this man immediately did a counter video on hell. Then I did a video on reincarnation. Then he immediately did a counter on the reincarnation. Reincarnation is simple to explain as far as the scriptures is concerned. But you Christians don't see that because you wasn't taught that. Oh, my people, and brought you, I'm in the middle of 13, up out of your graves. We're out of our graves now, man. Most High getting ready to come to deliver us. And shall put my spirit in you, and ye shall, spirit meaning the breath, and ye shall live, and I shall place you in your own land. Then shall ye know that I am Yahweh. I, the Lord, have spoken it and performed it, saith the Lord. So this is getting ready to happen. Keep saying, let's hope it's this year. Reunion of Judah and Israel. Beautiful, they said the reunion of Judah and Israel. Re meaning again to come as one. Reunion. Because if you know the history, there was a split between the kingdom of Judah and the kingdom of Israel, northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. So we know that this is not talking about any time in the Old Testament or 10,000 or 2,000 years ago or 1,000 years ago. We know that it's talking about now in this lifetime. It says 15 verse, the word of Yahweh came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick. And this is what I caught on the Elder Menata Zakba's page. I caught part of his video, and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Who was his companions? Benjamin and Levi. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, meaning the rest of the tribes coming up under Ephraim. Remember the great split, and join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And that's talking about those, what they call the Latin tribes. Those are Israelites. Those are straight up Israelites. I came up with the so-called Latin tribes, and ain't nothing but J. Yeah, you got guys like Phoebe teaching that they're all black. The Lord is clearly not dealing with Phoebe. They're nothing but reprobate spirits. You know, whether they're sincere or not, but they're wrong. And Most High, Yahweh Bashem Al-Shad, Bashem Rakankodash is clearly not dealing with them. Clearly not dealing with them. And the people that follow those guys in Phoebe, they're gonna wind up falling into a ditch. Because what happened to them? Those guys took a year and change off and then came back with a completely different doctrine. Ezekiel 37, verse 18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? That's why, you know, if you notice, we have the camp, we always have the 12 tribe sign out there, fulfillment of Ezekiel 37. Say unto them, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim. So Joseph is interchangeable with the tribe Ephraim, because Ephraim came out of the loins of Joseph along with Manasseh. And the tribe of Israel and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in thine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writeth shall be in thine hand before thine eyes. So it's talking about now. It's not, there's no fulfillment of Ezekiel walking around with the 12 tribes sign. This was obviously given to Ezekiel for us today. What is that? Romans, matter of fact, let me go ahead and get it so I can read it. I believe that's Romans 15:5, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Let's see if I'm correct. Okay, boom. 15:4. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime or before time were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So we're comforting you with the scriptures, even though we went through this. We got to go back to these breakdowns because people forget. People forget. '20th verse, and the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before thine eyes. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, the other nations. So that's a separation. So the Lord is not coming for other people. The Most High going to separate Israel from among the heathen. You know what? Let me do a commentary on this. And say unto them, the Israelites, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into the land of Israel. Let me go to the commentary. Ezekiel 37, verse 21, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, other nations, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. So let's deal with some commentary here. And they're going to botch it up. Let's see what Matthew Henry's concise commentary says. This emblem was to show the people that the Lord would unite Judah and Israel. The Messiah is a true David, although there is an actual David, and the actual David is going to sit on the throne, and he's going to be under Yahushua. Israel's king of old, and those whom he makes willing in the day of this power. He makes to walk in his judgments and to keep his statutes. Events yet to come will further explain the prophecy. So they understand it's a prophecy, but they can't explain it. Nothing has more hindered the success of the gospel than divisions. Let us study to keep the unity of the Spirit in the bone of peace, a bond of peace. I'm sorry. Let us seek for divine. They ain't saying shit. They ain't saying shit. They ain't saying a damn thing. Ellicott's commentary for English readers who gather them. The restoration of Israel from, at least they got that right, from their captivity among the heathen. Here, as often elsewhere, is the first step in the fulfillment of the divine promises. This, however, like the other divine promises, was fulfilled only to a remnant, a course which, as St. Paul shows in Romans 9, but as a heavy, you don't want to deal with Romans 9, man. Not you Edomites, had been foreseen and foretold for the first. A fulfillment on a larger scale was perpetually prevented by the sins of the people. The Most High did for them all that their, what is that, direct disobedience would allow him to do. Yet he did not wholly reject them, but allowed a remnant to keep alive his church. Well, we know it's talking about Israel, and became the channel of those riches, blessings of the new covenant. New covenant goes to who? Israel only, in which all who will accept, his salvation are united in the hardly abound and led to a land of higher promise than Israel after the flesh could ever know. That shit went off, man. Verse 22, and I will make them one nation in the hand upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and that's David, and he's under Yahushua, and they shall be no more two nations. Now that never happened in history, so it's happening right now. We are those people. Neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. Neither shall they defile themselves with any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. Yeah, because the laws are going to be in the inward part. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places, in the hood, in the ghettos, wherever we may be, wherein they have sinned. This is why we're in this condition in the first place, and will cleanse them. So and the reason why we sin is because the Most High programmed us to sin, to go off. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. Now it said, 21st verse, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen. So is the Most High going to take the heathen too? Are there going to be certain heathen that the Most High is going, oh, I kind of like that heathen. Rahab the harlot, that great act, I'm going to bless her. No, the only blessing that she's going to have, she'll be a concubine of one of the Israelites. Let me look up the word heathen. I know I'm going long, but I was long-winded today. Let me look up the word heathen. What the hell? There we go, heathen. Heathen. Gawaya. Nation people, usually of non-Hebrew people, of descendants of Abraham, because Abraham had Ishmael and the 6 sons of Keturah, from Keturah of Israel, swarms of locusts, other animals. Now, sometimes, depending on the context, the word heathen refers to Israelites as well. We would call, especially in the New Testament, we would call heathens. But right here, we know that's not talking about Israel, because the Lord said he's going to separate us from the heathens. 21st verse again, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, the other nations, whether they be gone. And we even look like we look like everybody on the planet Earth, speckled bird. And Jeremiah was at Jeremiah 12, verse 9. And will gather them on every side and bring them into the land, into their own land. So that's getting ready to happen. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. And I will make them as one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And that's happening now. That's why when you go to the various, like you go out to LA, to California, to the West Coast, you see the camps out there, whether it be GMS or Sakari or any of them camps out there, you see a Jake reading, and then you see another Jake speaking, then you might see one of the Latin tribes holding posts, or one of the Latin tribes speaking, or we even have camps where you got Latin speaking, Spanish speaking camps, where you got the Judites on one side of the street, and then you got the Latin, which is mostly like Issachar out there, that's on the other side of the street. They speaking nothing but Spanish, man. I was watching a brother GMS Italia. I was watching them. I subscribed to their page on one of my channels, and they were getting down, man. They were getting down out there in Italy. So this thing is opening up, man. The next major step is the deliverance, the destruction and the deliverance. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Kakadash. 22nd verse again. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountain of Yasha'Allah, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. So them people, the small hats over there in the land of Yasha'Allah, they only call themselves Jews, which represent the kingdom of Judah. So where's the other tribes at? That proves that they're not the people. Now, can some of them actually be a part of it? Yeah, of course. You got so-called small hats that are actually going to descend back to Israel, man. They're going to look just like Edomites, but they Jake. You're going to have a lot of Jakes looking like Edomites and Moabites and other nations. The 23rd verse. Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places, wherein they, you know what, let me look up the word dwelling places. I know this is long, but bear with me. Yeah, the spirit's on me, so. Dwelling places. Oops. Then did I pass this? Okay, here it is. Mawashab. Mawashab. Seat, assembly, dwelling place, dwellers, seat, sitting, those sitting, company, dwelling place, situation. Right. This is our situation. You live in the hood, that's your situation. You live in a slum, that's your situation. Some Jakes live a little bit better than others. It says location, time of dwelling, those dweller. Habitation, seat. Twenty-third verse. Neither shall they defile themselves any more with their idols, nor with their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. The Davidic kingdom. And David, and the actual David, my servant shall be king over them, and they all shall have one shepherd, and they shall also walk in my judgments, meaning they're gonna keep the law, statutes, and the commandments, and observe my statutes and do them. So the laws will be in effect. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given unto Jacob, my servant, wherein your fathers have dwelt, and they shall dwell therein, even they and their children and their children's children. What does that mean? We're going to be on a physical plane. We're going to have sex. We're going to have children, and our children are going to have children. And their children and their children's children forever. And it means forever. And my servant David shall be their prince forever. So David is not going to get old and die. We're going to live forever. That's a beautiful thing. Moreover, we're almost done. Bear with me. Moreover, 26th verse, I will make a covenant of peace with them. It shall be an everlasting covenant with them, and I will place them and multiply them, and will set my sanctuary in the midst of them forevermore. That's Revelation 21. I'm not going to go to that. Somebody can put it in there. It says the Most High shall dwell with men. His sanctuary shall dwell with men, meaning Israelites. Can you all praises, man? It's hard to believe that we are the greatest people ever created. We're truly the sons of the Most High. And you small hats, and you Edomites and elite. You try to upset the prophecy, but you failed miserably. Your horns is out right now. Your horns is out. But you're going to fail miserably, man. Last two verses. My tabernacle also shall be with them. Yea, I will be their power, and they shall be my people. Who? The Israelites. And the heathen, the other nations, shall know that I am Yahweh. Do sanctify, cleanse them, Israel, when my sanctuary shall be in the midst of them forevermore. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.